Alright, guys. So Dillian Whyte has confirmed that he's splitting from his trainer Mark Tibbs ahead of his bout against Alexander Povetkin, set for August 22nd. Sky Fight Camp, Sky Sports box office. I was when I first saw this, I think I saw it on Instagram actually. I don't know if it was Dillian Whyte's Instagram or one of these boxing channels and that. I didn't know if it was really true. That when I saw it, and then after seeing that, then I saw on another post that Richard Riakporhe as well. They've both left Mark Tibbs. And I was surprised. I was like, what's going on? Is there a breakdown in relationship between both parties or something like that? But seems to not be the case. Let's get to what Dillian Whyte has actually said. Dillian Whyte said after announcing on Twitter that he's splitting from Mark Tibbs, Dillian said, I'm training in Portugal and Mark has a young family and his own gym in the UK. It means it hasn't worked out in the way that we had hoped. Mark came into my team 4 years ago and helped turn me into the world-class boxer that I am today. Mark is a great trainer and I'll always be grateful to him and his dad for all they have done. So those are the words of Dillian Whyte. It's just one of those things. Obviously, Mark Tibbs, as Dillian said, he's got a young family and he's got his own gym. So it's logistics, just plain logistics. Mark Tibbs, he's not able to be flying out to Portugal to be training Dillian Whyte like that. He's got other priorities at home. You know, so is he gonna sacrifice his other priorities to train Dillian Whyte? Probably not. Not when he's got a young family. He's got his own gym. He's probably setting things up for himself in the future. His own gym to have his own stable of fighters. He's training in the UK and just playing logistics. Unfortunately he's not able to train Dillian Whyte. I think Richard Riakporhe as well trains with Dillian Whyte. So maybe Richard Riakporhe must be maybe out there with Dillian Whyte in Portugal. I'm not really sure. Is he out there in Portugal? I have to go check. But if he's out there in Portugal, then you can kind of understand why Richard Riakporhe would split from Mark Tibbs as well. But if Richard Riakporhe's not in Portugal, then I don't know. Maybe because Richard Riakporhe he tends to be in and around Dillian Whyte's team. So in order to stick with Dillian Whyte, who's giving him a lot of guidance and that, so he was given a lot of guidance. So in order to do that, he's kind of gonna follow Dillian Whyte. Maybe sign up with the same trainer that Dillian Whyte's probably gonna sign up with. So we have to wait and see what happens. Who's Dillian Whyte gonna join up with now? As his new trainer, Dave Caldwell. You know, some people are talking about so many different. Some people throwing Ben Davison's name into the ring now. Think Ben Davison should train Dillian Whyte. We have to wait and see what happens. With Dillian Whyte, who's gonna train him next. You know, and also with the fight. Not too far away, August 22nd. Was this a good time for Dillian Whyte to be splitting from Dave Caldwell? Did he really need to split from Dave Caldwell? Could Dillian Whyte, have trained in the UK instead of training in Portugal in order to keep that relationship with Dave Caldwell going? Not Dave Caldwell, to keep that relationship with Mark Tibbs going? Because for me, I feel like Anthony Joshua, who's currently with Rob McCracken. I don't think someone like Anthony Joshua would want to break that relationship with Rob McCracken just over logistics. I feel like Anthony Joshua would want to keep things together. So that's why AJ trains in Sheffield. That's why AJ keeps it local. Obviously, he's a Londoner, but he keeps it local within UK. If AJ wants to go and train abroad, training where it's more, warm weather conditions, he can, if he wants to. Rob McCracken's also got responsibilities. I think he trains other fighters in Sheffield. The GB squad. So AJ's making it work with Rob McCracken. He's not trying to train abroad, and then then he's gonna have to get a new trainer and all this. He's making it work. So maybe Dillian Whyte, maybe in Dillian Whyte's case, he doesn't feel like Mark Tibbs, is that vital to him as much as AJ sees Rob McCracken as vital to his career. And AJ has also talked about loyalty. Maybe AJ is so much loyal to Rob McCracken because AJ is one of those few guys, similar to Deontay Wilder, who seems to be quite loyal to his team and the people he has in and around him. Not too keen to change trainers, and things like that. Not to say that Dillian Whyte was not loyal to Mark Tibbs, but Dillian Whyte, no, but Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder have shown a reluctance to make changes to their team. Like you see fighters like Tyson Fury, he doesn't. This guy can change. If Tyson Fury wanted to switch from Sugar Hill tomorrow, he would. Not to say that he would, but if he wanted to, wouldn't. If he changed, he wouldn't surprise me at all. We've seen Tyson Fury. He said it before. I changed trainers because I want to. There's no Tyson Fury follows the path of there's no loyalty in boxing. Does what is best for himself. Dillian Whyte seems to also be following that mantra of doing what's best for himself, not really, you know, putting loyalty, because at the end of the day, it is a business, boxing as well as a sport. So you have to do what's best for yourself. So is this going to affect Dillian Whyte's prospect against Alexander Povetkin? We need to see the kind of trainer that he gets. You know, in terms of strategy, in terms of game plan, in terms of relating to his new trainer. Obviously continuity is better than dysfunction. So hopefully he can get things in order and it doesn't affect him in any way against Povetkin, because Povetkin's a dangerous fighter. Hope it doesn't affect him in any way in terms of game plan and the settle and how settled his camp is. So drop your comments in the comment section below. What do you think about Dillian Whyte splitting for Mark Tibbs ahead of his clash against Alexander Povetkin set for August 22nd fight camp? That's the title Eddie Hearn's giving it. It's going to be in the backyard of the Matchroom HQ, and Dillian Whyte's always talking about wanting to fight anywhere, so gets the opportunity to fight in an environment that's not in an arena for the first time. So drop your comments in the comment section below. What do you think, guys? Cool.